We're going to start off from the viewpoint of the master account, where we're going to be demonstrating how we're going to be actually doing the distribution of payments out to each of the customers or users. Okay, I currently have an account. I'm going to sign in and we'll enter our 2FA code. Here we are. We're logged into Portal. You'll see it's fairly simplistic in terms of what you have functionality. It is a mass payout system, so it's you'll see a dashboard with a couple of summary information. You can look at previous transactions on the left side here. These are some of the loads that we've actually done or payouts to customers. This is obviously a live environment. And there's a couple other features here. You can look at the payees. Once you've done the payouts, you'll be able to see the particular users appear kind of on the payee list, where you can look into details about each particular one, and showing you sort of their balance, load amount, and whether they're activated, and so on and so on. So we're going to demonstrate actually loading $20 US to one of my accounts, so you can see how that all works. So in there, what you would do is you would go to batches. Now batches is where you would upload a specific Excel file that needs to be formatted a certain way, but in there you can actually have all of the users in there in one shot, and you can drop it in. The titles at the very top in row number 1 with all the columns, these should not be changed. They're kept the way they are. Again, that's for the system to recognize how to interpret this file. So from rows 2 and onwards, you can enter all the customer information there. So from there, the vital information has been highlighted in the gray area. So these ones are absolutely needed for the file to be able to work. So internal user ID is basically your ID, unique ID for the user. If you have your own internal format, you can utilize that. Their first name, last name, email address. Email address is how they're going to get notified that they have money and their account's been activated, so that's important to have. The amount, currency, we just put test deposit. That's not required. Load ID is an internal reference number. It has to be unique for every single load. Again, this is the way that you keep every single transaction separated. So again, need to come up with some kind of a unique syntax or load ID for that. Send notification is letting the actual customer know that they were paid. So I have theirs yes. The ones in red, you can simply just ignore those. And again, everything else needs to be kept pretty much the same. And what we do here is we drop the file into here and let it process. So there it will say right here, it'll give you a timestamp that the status is processing. So 0 errors, which is good. If there's any errors are returned. In some of these ones, you will see that there were some errors in there, just to show what actually happened. You can actually download the file and see what the actual error was, so you can troubleshoot that. So with that, normally what would happen is customer would get if it's a brand new customer, they would get an email similar to this, where they will get a email saying your account has been activated. And you simply click on the link to access the account, and effectively from there you just be able to sign up, create your account, and then the funds will be available for the customer to be able to figure out how they want to exit from there. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go to my account, and I will show you what that looks like. So here we have a branded Payjeezy.masspay.io. This is the customer portal site. So again, this was an account that I just sent funds to. So I'm going to sign in here. So now that I've logged in, you will see here, if I go, my balance here is 46. Actually, prior to this, it was 26. So if I go to transfers, you will, transfers is where you're going to see the option to be able to send out, which I'll show shortly. But what you're going to see here is November 11th, We just sent a test deposit, $20 US. That was completed, so my balance now is 46. So I've been paid. So from here, as a customer, I have the option to go to transfer. Again, it's pretty simplified, as there's a whole lot of options, but from a perspective that the customer has options to be able to send out to many different places globally. You can choose the different types of options to go by. So cash out or sending to another wallet. If I choose to go cash out, I can choose all sorts of different countries depending where your payout that you want it to go to. If I choose Canada as an example, I can choose the amount of $10, let's say, and I go next. It's going to load all the available services within my country, and it'll give me the option to choose. So as an example here, you're going to see all the different options within Canada, the price or the fees that are associated with that, and this is how much total I'm going to receive in my account. There's crypto as well. You can send it in various different cryptocurrencies, and that's an option as well. Again, depending on the country, you might have mobile service, mobile credits, being able to pay bills, various different things. Again, really country dependent. Okay, so I'll go as far as sort of showing you if I were to choose President's Choice. It's going to require a number of fields like your bank account information and so on. I'm not going to go through with it, but essentially once you enter this, you click next and the money sent off, and that's pretty much ends the transaction for the customer. Okay, so that is more or less the demo of the Payout service. So that's it.